On August 29th, 1997, when I awoke at a much younger age, I did look out the window to see if there was any nuclear plumes going off or whether there was any big 7-foot Terminator robots wandering in and out of the garden. Didn't see any, thankfully, but I did put my 1000 factor sunscreen on just in case. Today, as you probably guessed from the t-shirt and from the model sat to my right, we're going to be making the Terminator diorama from Wicked. If you want to see how to make it and paint it, stay tuned. The file is made by Wicked. Now, if you haven't heard of Wicked, I suspect you've been on the moon with your fingers in your ears. They're the biggest Patreon for fantastic STLs, and I have printed all the files that I've used today on two machines. I've printed them on the GK3 Ultra, which I love, and also my Formlabs Form 4. I use that to do the Arnie version, but I've printed them between them, and here they are, all printed, well, the majority of them all printed and ready for the next stage. I've given them a sand, I've given them a clean up, and I am ready to start the painting process with all these Arnie and T800 bits and pieces. The only thing that was different was the base. Now, the base is fairly huge, and I've done that on the Bambu Labs A1. I could have done it in resin, but it would have took lots and lots of pieces, and I just couldn't be bothered to take them all and stick them all together. So I did them on the Bambu Labs A1, and it's come out absolutely beautiful. It's going to need a bit of work, and it's going to need the supports taken off, and we're going to have to do a little bit of clean up with it and a little bit of making it a more defined, as I'll show you later. But here is old Termy. I've glued him all together after a clean up, and I'm using some Army Painter black primer just to give him his base layer. Don't worry about that bottom leg that's part of the base looking a little bit rough. We're going to tidy that up later. I'm going to use some Rust-Oleum metallic chrome. Now, I've done lots of Terminators in the past in all different ways, and I find this one to be absolutely wonderful. And I tell you what, you only need a quick squirt of this stuff. It goes on forever. I'm almost going to zenithly cover him in chrome. I'm just going to come top down with him, really, and again, 1 or 2 quick squirts and he is covered in chrome. Now look at all that flying around in the air that you can see, so make sure you have a respirator on when you're using this stuff. You do not want to be breathing in these fumes. In fact, that's good advice for any kind of painting. So I'm just going to give him a coating all across, and you can see how quick that's going on. If you put too much on, it's going to run, and if you put too much on, you're going to lose that black dark sort of colour in the background. So just go top down, or that's what I've done anyway, just to give a little bit more colour in it. Now, you remember I said about the base needing a bit of work. When I coated that, there's quite a lot of ridges and layer lines from the printer in there up close. So what I'm going to do is an old trick, really. I'm going to take some of the resin I used to print the Terminator. I'm going to pop it into the lid. This is the Inslogic Pro, and I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to paint it. You didn't see that drip on the model. That never happened. I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to paint this across the skeleton bones and any areas that I want to smooth up a little bit. You can do this with your models. It's really, really great to smooth up your models and to make the surface look a lot cleaner. Just take a UV light and give it a blast across, and all you need to do is paint it on the areas you want it painted on and use the UV light to smooth it out. The other thing I did when I'd finished with this, I popped it into my UV curing station and I just blasted it all across for another 10 minutes or so, just to make sure that everything is thoroughly, completely cured. And by doing this, you can do this in any model that you FDM print that you want to just remove some layer lines from. Now, you might need to sand it, you might need to wet sand it, but I haven't, and I'll show you the before here. This is before painting it, and this is after with a coating of that black primer, and you can see it. All right, there's certain areas I need to probably go over again, but look how wonderful that is. And I've primed old Arnie up in exactly the same way, and I'm going to put some of this Regiment grey on his t-shirt. It's the only part of him that isn't black, so I've masked him off and I'm going to paint him across with this Regiment grey, just to give the t-shirt a look. It's the same colour that's in the movies. I did a bit of research, and that grey has gone on wonderfully. I'm going to use a bit of Drakenhof Nightshade just to add a little bit of colour striation, if you will, a little bit of shading to the grey, just to take away the boringness of the grey. And that's him done, really. Do you know, Arnie was fairly easy to do. You can see there that he's been primed up, he's been painted the grey, and the other thing I've done is I've given him a coat of varnish just to lighten him up a bit. Fairy Pink is the base colour I'm going to use for the two Terminator heads that I'm doing. I'm doing the Arnie head and I'm doing the Arnie head half T800 head. Nomad Flesh is going to be the base layer of flesh that's going on. It's one of the Army Painter colours that I do always use for base colours now, and I'm going to do a little bit of brushwork on him as well, of course, but these are the base layers going over the pink, again just from top down, from that bit there, just to lighten him all up a little bit. Same again with the T800 half-faced version, and you can still see a little bit of the pink coming through, but you can also see that basic skin tone on there as well, just to lighten it up even more. Barbarian Flesh from the top down. With this one, I want the lighter paste, the lighter colour skin to come at the top of his face and the top of his nose, the ridge of his head, etc. And to get that effect, I'm going top down only with this lighter colour on both of the models. I don't want the lighter colour to be underneath, of course I want that to be more dark and more pink, and there he is, he's done. Look at that, you can see the striations of the colour. Wonderful. We're going to do more work on him, but at this stage he is pretty much done, and I'm really chuffed how he's come out using that matte varnish. This is the spray that I've given across everything, and I've also gone across the leather to make that leather look shiny and looking good, isn't it? Okay, so I've done the heads. I'm not going to show you the whole process, but I'll just talk you through what I've done to them. I'll start off with this one because it's a fairly similar process on both for the skin tones. I have started off, obviously you saw me do the airbrushing stage of it. Then I took a little bit of this Kiss Left Flesh, and all I've done with that is dry brushed it across the face just to lighten up some of the areas on his cheeks and on his forehead, etc. So once that's all lightened up and that was dry brushed on and it's been allowed to dry, I took a little bit of this stuff, which is red tone, and all I did with this was literally painted it across the top of his brow, on his eyes and around his nose, and then I smoothed it all out. I've done a full video on skin tones which you can see, and I'll link it at the end, but you get the gist of that. Now the lips are literally just this stuff, nothing else on it. I've just used a bit of the red wash on the lips, and that's wonderful. That's done. Eyes, I've used a little bit of this stuff, which is some ivory, and I've just done a dark blue iris and painted a light blue around that, and that was it, and that's it done. For the hair, he had a base layer of a leather brown followed by some speed paint dark wood, and all I've done is I've dry brushed where the hairline is, and I've also done the same with his eyebrows, and I've dry brushed that, and as you can see, that's the head done. I think he's come out really, really lovely. The only other thing, if you look at the eyes, you might be able to see just a layer of pink at the bottom and in the corners, which just sets his eyes off hopefully a little bit, and I've used a little bit of that red tone as well. Again, it's all in my eyes and skin video, so you can have a look at that. For the half Terminator head, skin tones have been exactly the same, hair the same, but all I've done different on this bit here is a little bit of some plate mail silver on the inside, and then I've used some slaughter red for the blood effects, and I've just dabbed it on with a tissue, and I think he'll agree, they're looking really, really nice. For the red of his eye, I just used a little bit of that slaughter red dotted on, and everything has had a dose of this Vallejo liquid gloss across the blood, and of course across both eyes and across the lips. So hair, heads, all done and dusted. As I say, the videos for skin tones and eyes, I'll put links in the description where you can see the full videos from, but I think they've turned out really, really well. So the leather effect on the jacket was really easy to do. All it is I painted it with some Army Painter matte black. I gave it a real hint of varnish, the same varnish that I used to protect all the skin tones, and then all I did was I took a little bit of this skeleton bone here, I placed it onto a dry brush, just a normal dry brush. I used this spare piece of material that I'd got to get the majority of the paint off, and then all I did literally was I just rubbed it over really, really loosely and as tight as I could, just to, and there's only a speckle of paint on there just to give it that kind of worn leather effect, especially in the areas that would be worn where it's creased and folded. And then I painted some silver across all the buckles and across the zips and across the little rivets on it, and his leather effect is done. And I've done exactly the same with the trousers. No real difference because he is all in leather, so I've just aged up the knees, aged up the boots, placed, he's got some spurs on, painted them silver, and he's done. This was a relatively easy and not too difficult to get the effect that I wanted look on this leather Arnold Schwarzenegger. So yeah, a nice easy figure. Now you know how much I love this stuff, and I'm going to use this on the Terminator, and I'm just going to take it into the places that I need to darken him up a little bit, like some of the recesses around his head here. I'm just going to paint it in, and if I get too much on, not a drama, let's just dab a little bit off. It's real simple stuff to use this, and you can well, you know that I use it for a lot of things and pretty much do most of my models with it, to be honest. But for stuff like this, it's just an absolute doddle to use, and it's great to age up your Terminator a little bit and to make him look like he's done a few rounds with old Carl Reese. Absolutely easy. I'm going to go over the whole of this, or certainly I'm going to go over quite a few areas of it, but I'm not going to put you through the whole process, as that would just bore you silly. So I'm going to go over it now, and I'll come back to it when it's all finished and you will see it in its entirety. All I've done at the end as well, apart from adding the ink, I've coloured the gun black and I've dry brushed it grey. I've painted the eyes red, and I've painted the teeth with just a kind of skeleton, bony, whitey kind of colour, just to give it some change from the silver, and all the black has been done. The base now, here we're going to have some fun with the base. This is a bit of a monster to paint. I'm starting off with skeleton bone, and I'm going to give that a blast all across the skeletons. You remember those skeletons, the ones that we painted with resin and we've cured and we've shined up a little bit? Yeah, those are the ones. We're going to give all of them, and there's quite a few on there. A skeleton bone, followed by a little bit of lava orange on the brickwork, and then I'm going to take some white and I'm going to go across the bottoms of the flames with the white. I'm going to put quite a lot of white on there. Painting flames, you start at the lighter colour first and you work darker. So starting with the white all the way across, then moving on to a little bit of demonic yellow, and I'm going to move a little bit higher up the flames, and I'm going to add that demonic yellow across all the top of the flames. I don't mind it going further up the flames with this one, because we're going to be changing the colours as we move further up, going next to an orange. This is lava orange. All Army Painter paints here, and I'm going to move, as you can see, further up the flames there as we go around it. So we've got white, we've got yellow, we've got that lava orange, and that's going to be quite a big one, the lava orange, before we go to red. And the red then is going to be all across the tops of the flames for sure, but I'm also going to allow them to speckle up and down here and there. Now you've noticed some of the red, some of the oranges leaked across onto the other bits, onto the skulls, etc. I'm okay with that because they would have some natural reflection, like on the Terminator leg that you've seen there. All I'm going to do next is I'm going to take a bit of Agrax Earthshade, and I'm going to go across all the skulls with that. Now you can probably see it looks a little bit different to how it just finished. What I've also done, I've gone over the skulls before as well with a little bit more of the skeleton bone just to brighten them back up again. I've also got some black, and I've tidied up around the areas as best I can with the airbrush, the black. I'm going to do some brush work on it as well to tidy that up even more. But what I'm going to do now with this Agrax Earthshade is just darken up those skulls and give them another kind of level, another shadow, especially in the eyes and the nose groovy bits and the top of where the teeth are. You know, you want to darken them up a little bit to give them a little bit more, I won't say life because they're dead. I'm going to varnish as well the flames using just this mech varnish from Vallejo. I just want the flames to look a little bit brighter, a little bit shinier, and a little bit more flame-like, I guess. Flames are so difficult to paint, and if you've got a better way of doing it, or you can think of another way, then please let me know. But here he is in his completion. Hope you enjoy it. Terminator is a fantastic genre. It's a fantastic set of movies, some better than others, but the first couple are absolute classics, and thankfully this is where these two are taken from. If you have enjoyed watching me make the Terminator today and his T800 friend, then please leave a comment down below where YouTube allows you to leave a comment. It all helps the algorithm, of course. Whether you think it's good, bad, indifferent, whether you've enjoyed it, whether you haven't enjoyed it, any little words you want to put there will all help it be spread widely across the community, and it really is appreciated. That's a way you can help the channel. There's other ways you can help the channel. If you want to subscribe, that would be really great. We're not far off 10,000 subscribers, so you could be that 10,000th. So please hit that subscribe button. If you want to join the Greedy3D Patreon, all the details, of course, will be down below. And I want to say a big thank you to my patrons. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Let me know what you think of the model. I think it's turned out wonderfully. I really love it, and it helps when you love a franchise, when you're painting a model up. It just makes me smile internally and externally. It's really wonderful. Hope you've enjoyed that today, guys, and I'll see you next time on a Greedy3D.